politely asked you to leave.
What are we live streaming?
Oh, it's live right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm hoping we don't have any viewers.
Yeah, time.
Hopefully we don't have viewers.
Yes, to be
Well,
yes,
shout out.
I don't even know how.
Twitch
how do we,
We have somebody observe it, so they're looking at it.
it's not. There's no.
There should be a thing that pops up that says you're not live.
Okay, let's see.
So we only have one view. Oh, it's cute.
Hey, does somebody want to check, make sure the volume is working on like a...
I have to
Yeah,
click
that's
live
all
videos.
good.
What
I
do I do
didn't
there?
follow you guys.
Okay.
It's right there.
I feel betrayed.
Okay.
Is this on Facebook
So
or
it's
what?
lit.
Yeah, actually, we just.
Hey, is yours working?
Yeah, there's like the
Oh, look at that. We're live.
But you can still hear it though, yeah?
Oh, that's a little delayed. That's Twitch.
Yeah.
Next week. We're gonna do
Wait,
it.
so
So we
I'm
can
gonna
hear
turn the volume all the way down.
What's your
Uh,
thing?
Critical Encounters.
Mine's hella delayed.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's okay. So
How
that's
do we
probably
see if
better.
anyone's watching?
I mean, mine says that 5 people are watching, it's all of us, so.
I turned on.
That's a
chat.
lot. That's a lot.
We have me, Jared, Ethan.
Oh,
Nate.
still taking notice
Nate.
of this guy. The
How do we-
non-Facebook
How do we see it?
Yep.
How do we see it?
Non-Facebook people.
That was bad.
I don't know. It shows
Yeah.
there we go. Like who joined in.
Are you in an intro? We should start.
But you can hear,
Can I
you can
say
hear
that
the volume,
on
right?
We're on the Facebook stream.
That I Yeah, you can say that.
Cool. Hey, I mean, it is all. My wife says she's gonna watch hard alcohol.
You mean you're not going to make any of your usual comments then?
Yeah.
Me and Jared had a conversation.
Alright, she said we're good on volume.
Dad got this.
Little chit chat.
This little eye
Jared was
here
like,
is how
this is
many are watching.
Yeah. Are we gonna have an intro or are we gonna start?
Okay,
No,
so
you're gonna do it, Trev.
let's go ahead and start with some quiet. Yeah? Welcome to Critical Encounters' first campaign, D&D Tomb of Annihilation, which will be starting tonight.
Yes.
We're very excited. What we're going to go ahead and just start out with is an introduction of everybody's names, and they're going to say the characters that they're playing, and maybe a little bit of backstory snippet about the character, keeping it under a minute, hopefully. I'm your DM. I'm Mason Taylor, and we'll go ahead and start with my right, Jacob Betts.
I'm Jacob Betts, and I am playing Marielle Amakir, Drow Sorcerer, and my character hasn't really been doing a lot, but traveling for the past 80 years. About 30 years ago, she came in contact with a magic orb at a camp, and now she can cast spells. And so that's what she does now.
Hey, I'm Jared. I'm playing a character named Jag. I'm a human druid. I left home at a very young age and ran into a man named Master Wright. Ever since then, I have been doing my best to, show people that they can get through the morning light, and that's it.
All right. I'm Jacob, and my character's name is Alvora Vestris. I'm a high elf who grew up in a very corrupt city, and basically from a young age desired to become part of the upper echelon. And after finally achieving that goal through some unscrupulous means, I was betrayed by my treacherous aunt and banished from the city, and was sent to the old High Elf homelands to find various relics, and that's where I am now.
Hello, my name is Nathan Cruz, and I play the Dragonborn Paladin named Amadeus Draknil. I am a paragon of justice, but I see through it by any means necessary. Any means necessary.
Okay, I'm Rob Hillebrecht. I'm going to be playing Benaya Truesteel. He's going to be a dwarf artisan fighter. I'm a blacksmith. I grew up living right next door to a gnome, and we eventually actually joined business together doing smithery and tinkering, basically. So we joined business together, and then had to build this incredible weapon, which we were planning to sell for 20,000 gold. So my gnome friend Zelek, he took the weapon and went out to meet with the buyer. He's now been gone for about 7 or 8 months, and so I'm tracking down him and the buyer to get my friend back and get my gold.
Nice. Nice. I'm Ethan, and I'm playing Elwin Winry. I'm an archaeologist, warlock, elf, and basically I'm on the search for immortality. I've been an old wizard, went on some adventures, and he died. It's kind of sad, but he kind of led me in the right direction, hopefully, so I can find the ultimate treasure, immortality.
All right, thank you. Let's get straight into some storyline. We're going to start off on the Sword's Coast in the city of Baldur's Gate. We're going to start with just a rumor that's been floating around the top of the streets recently that you guys have all been hearing, because as of right now in your travels, you guys are all at Baldur's Gate. The rumor that's spreading is basically about a curse, a death curse. Okay, it's a curse that if you've ever been raised from the dead is affecting. It's been around for about 2.5 months now. There have been people that have been raised from the dead by powerful priests, powerful clerics, and then all of a sudden, their life force is beginning to be sapped away. There's no explanation as of right now, but they're getting told. When you guys are traveling around Baldur's Gate, you are all given an invitation. Okay, and I'll pass out the invitations right cool on the dais. You don't have to read your invitation just yet. I'll talk a little bit before you guys share that with your staff.
Can we read it together?
You can read it, that's fine. Yes. So, basically, their invitations actually invite them to the home of somebody named Sindra Sylvain. She's a retired adventurer, very well known, actually, for her wonderful adventures, but today we're just going to be visiting her home. So it is a dark and stormy, rainy night. Thunder in the distance, no lightning directly above you. Kind of foggy here and there as you get to some creaky stairs that go up a hill onto this beautiful, well-lit mansion. The stairs are very, very creaky, eerily almost, as if you go up every single one and the creaks get louder and louder every single step. You get to the top where you're greeted by a wonderful guard, and he says, "Who are you?" And you all show him your invitations, and he says, "Oh, well, it's about time you guys get here." He opens up the door and lets you in, walks you through the main hall, which is filled with a couple spiral staircases, a beautiful fountain, very, very well lit, and you get into a room past all of that, where all of a sudden the light diminishes. It's much darker here, only lit by some small candles. You look around, you see great amounts of dust in the room. You see there are a couple of bottles of liquor spread around the room, a couple of paintings, some of them torn apart, and there is a long, large table at which somebody at the end says, "Please sit." And you all go ahead and sit down. We're going to go ahead and just go around and let everybody share what's on their invitation right now to say why they are actually invited here. We'll start to my right with Mariette.
So my invitation says, I need someone to join a group for an adventure, a journey filled with unknown cultures and races. Your experience would prove useful. Signed, SS.
What kind of experience do you have?
I would assume it's my anthropologist experience. One important thing is I wear a mask all the time. Travel mask. But
Of what?
A travel map?
tribal. It was given to me by one of the some goblin tribe I visited many years ago. It's just a wooden mask, simple wooden mask with multicolored leaves coming off all three sides, aside from the bottom and the chin. But they gave it to me, and I feel like I owed him a great favor, so I decided to wear it. But so, you know, I've been traveling for many years, and as soon as what the experience that they're looking for is, it's quite well versed.
Mine said they needed an outdoors, which I am. So I've been outdoors since I was 14. I'm a druid. I can call every map I've ever been to, and pretty much can find food and water anywhere there's possibly food and water.
I just have a quick question. How old are you now? Because you're like 15 now, that's not that big of a deal.
I'm 33.
Oh,
So yeah, big deal. But I want to help people. It's a big bad without me, so I want to help. More.
Well, it seems that someone has figured out that I'm looking for something here, and though their handwriting is hardly legible, it's
You gave me your character sheet earlier, maybe it wouldn't have been so. Oh, somebody's here.
There another adventurer?
No, that's
Oh yes.
I was called for my acolyte experience. But I don't trust this person. One, because I don't know how she found out who I am and what I do. Unless she's proven worthy.
Is it a sheep?
My suspicions are up.
Oh, it's a sheep. Zindra. I do maps, not names.
Benaya, go ahead.
Well, mine talks about how somebody might know a place where the blacksmiths were pretty good. So, said they wanted to see if I was interested. I'm interested.
Elvin?
Mine says some stuff.
Anything about brutality in there?
Come on, you're small.
That's
The person at the end of the table is stuck in a very large chair, fire behind her, laced in a silver cloak, covering the majority of her body with maybe some cracked lips that you can see. Says in a raspy voice, "Help yourselves to wine, my friends." I hope I
don't
didn't
ask
call
me
you
twice.
she like 60 or?
What's the vintage on this wine?
I go over and grab a bottle.
Grab whatever bottle.
I will help myself to anything.
I've seen this action is not very impressive.
I was an adventurer years ago. I died. It was terrible. I was revived by a powerful cleric in my group, and after that, I decided to let go of my traveling adventure ways, my decided to pirate and maybe considered evil in ways. Depends on who you talk to. Sorry, it's raspy. But ever since about 2.5, 3 months ago, I've been losing life. Slowly but surely, my skin begins to scale off. She lifts up her arm, pulls up her shirt, and just scratches herself a little bit, and you see dead skin fall off onto the table, and she blows it away.
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't drink alcohol, I have water.
Yes, you may have some water.
You
I'll take his.
Just so opposite record.
Just for the one.
So, through my many connections that I have had from my adventures, I need all of you to go to the land of Trult and help me. I figured
Where's Trult?
I'll tell you in just
I know where it is.
No, you don't.
I guess I don't, but I know maps really well.
I thought about this already.
I mean, I thought about this already. No, you don't. Sorry. So, according, I lost the voice. It's really hard to do. Hold on, let me get a drink in me.
Raspy woman.
So, sorry. Are you distracted at my table?
No.
Your skin's falling off.
Oh,
What are you?
She stomps her foot down on the ground,
Enough.
and then all of a sudden, the back legs of your chair blow out and you fall back. And you get up looking like an idiot and you sit back in the other chair.
How much damage does he take?
He doesn't take any damage from
Please, continue.
it.
Dust myself off.
So for my many adventures, I do have some connections. That is how I learned of new adventures. That is why I sent you invitations to hopefully bring you guys together to explore this land of Chult and find what I've learned is called the Soulmonger.
Another question.
Yes.
Which of us do you think is the most important?
The most important, I think you can decide that amongst yourselves as you there.
What's the next way of saying me?
Maybe.
Jeez.
It's possible.
Enough over. What is the soulmonger you speak of?
The Soulmonger is the item that is bringing the curse to everybody.
So it's a thing, not a person.
Worldwide thing that is actually causing a worldwide curse.
How do you know this?
Through my relationships in the Harpers. My Harper's contacts.
Oh, Harper's.
Yes.
I see.
Mm.
So shadow dancers.
Now, truth be told, I know it's on Chult, and that's it. I can take you and teleport you to Chult with my leftover power. If you don't do it fast enough, I will die. Anybody who has been resurrected will die.
Why do you think you deserve a second chance at life? You've already been given one. You want a third?
Well, as she continues, she offers you. I offer you treasure. If you do it,
I like
I
treasure.
do too.
Alright.
I will give you each a rare magical item at the end of this, one from my inventions. I guarantee you will become the richest beyond your wildest imaginations in the land of Chult. Everything you get, you keep. I don't care about it at all. It's all yours. You can do what you wish with the Soulmonger when you find it, as long as you stop it from sapping my life. Okay.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes.
Don't you think it'd be more useful if we got those items now?
Unfortunately, no. Because I can't just trust you right off the bat.
Are you sure?
I have heard some things about you, Marielle.
You sure should have. I mean, you must trust us quite a bit.
You just gonna call it a random stranger you never heard of?
Okay, fair enough. How about this? Instead of giving you the treasure to start out, I'll give you each 25 gold.
Deal.
To help you in the
Okay. Yeah.
You seem pretty well off. You sure you can't make it 30?
I mean, what is
Roll
the price
D20.
of life?
Persuasion? Add your persuasion to it.
Oh, you kind of bad. But it's still an 11.
I'll give you 27 gold each.
Oh, nice.
Alright.
There we go.
Gold and treasures mean nothing to me. We must stop this evil.
I'll take yours.
I will give you one more gift. A map passed down through generations. All that is known about Chult. Right here.
I have it memorized.
It's up here.
Wait,
Yeah, but half it's gone.
I have it memorized.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's send you a picture of it.
I was just a little long
Yeah.
time. I don't
Here,
think
I'm putting
about
this
it.
over it, by the way, so it doesn't get that spilled on my beard.
Thank you. Here we go.
None of us here are drinking, is that what you said? There's something underneath the thing, though.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm surprised you've done the whole night without drinking like that.
Me too, man.
Your wife would be proud.
She should be.
Let's see. I don't know.
You got one?
I don't know how to tell who's watching.
You got a picnic?
Cool.
Yeah, but
Using my magical
Apparently, the DM
holy symbol.
I like this, but I don't get it.
Oh, you know who's watching? Is my buddy Justin.
How do you
Salazar?
watch
Salazar. I don't know. He sent me a picture.
Oh, shoot.
Hey,
Oh,
guys,
Justin?
stop getting distracted. Stop getting
Oh.
distracted.
Oh yeah. Serious.
Cold-blooded.
And of course, all of you accept the adventure because if you don't, then you're not actually involved in the storyline. You can get out of my house. So you guys accept, and to speed up travel, she actually does have the ability to teleport you. She actually teleports you straight to a place called Port Nyanzaru, which if you're looking on the map is right here.
Okay.
If you're interested in what map we're looking at, if you just go ahead and Google Chult player map, Chult, then you will go ahead and find it right away. It's got like half a block out. Chult.
Yeah.
I thought it was cold.
So we're here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we're on the beach. That's nice.
Yeah. I
So
know.
are you
You're
gonna like just a quick question?
Okay, let's do
Like,
question.
is this spell like a pretty good spell? Like, I don't want it to be like we get teleported like in pairs and then like switch bodies or nothing
Are
like
you
that.
random?
It's accurate. That's what he's asking.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, her skin's falling off. So.
Yeah, I mean, like you're pretty good with the magic stuff, right? Like,
That is a very great question. As she teleports all of you, and you're going to have to make a Constitution check.
oh, boo! Is this a check or saving throw?
Check? Wait, so are we being teleported now?
Yes,
Yes.
you're being teleported now.
Is it a check or save?
It's a saving throw.
Oh, well, that's a big time difference for someone.
I got 14.
Oh,
I think she watched me.
This.
I got a 22.
I got 3.
Okay, I got 11.
11. Okay.
11.
Okay.
I didn't know she
You
was.
might be missing one of his extra phalanges.
You are actually missing
No.
10 gold. Unless you got lost in the dimensions as you traveled.
You're rich, right?
Oh man, my pocket feels heavier.
I got a 23.
Oh!
Maybe a
Roll 20.
transfer.
I got a
So,
23.
you got 23. So I went ahead and actually sent you guys another map because Sindra gives you one more map of the port that you guys are going to right now.
Convenient.
And before she leaves, she says, I will be staying with my friends, one of the 7 merchant lords of Port Nyanzaru.
Oh, so she's coming with?
No, I'm going to my friends, one of the 7 merchant lords of Port Nyanzaru. I recommend for you guys to stay at one of the inns in town. My recommendations would be...
Can we roll to just make sure she's
Do a
like
second.
friendly and
I would recommend staying at the Thundering Lizard if you're interested in the raucous time, or the Kaya's House of Repose if you want a good night's
I want to check and make sure she's not like trying to like.
You can give me
throw
an
on
insight
her.
check.
Okay,
As long as the thundering lizard and what?
Thundering Lizard
Kaya's House of
and
Repose.
Kaya's House of Repose. What'd you get?
7.
7? You don't see anything. Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm going to get a reward at the end. Can I really see she's truthful on that?
She is truthful on the rule.
All right, I'm leaving.
Do you know what the cost of these inns are, by chance?
Not off the top of my head, no.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
So wait,
So all of you are sent the map of the port. If you guys are interested in where things are, you can always refer back to the map. You can always let me know specific numbers if you want to know it. If you want to know the map that they're looking at, it is called Port Nyanzaru, Nyanzaru. And it should be the first one that pulls up on Google.
Right there.
where did we teleport into?
You guys teleported into spot number 11, actually, right across from the docks.
Oh,
So if you guys look at the harbor
No,
there.
Oh,
No, I texted you.
I did not get it. I don't know how I didn't get it. Did you?
So if you guys look at spot 11, right more off the docks though, more towards the sidewalk there is where you guys are standing. Now, when you guys get to the city, let me explain what the temperature is like, what the temperature of the town is like, anything like that. You get there and right off the bat, you start to sweat. Humid and hot weather that typically reaches high 90s every single day and almost 80-90% humidity almost every single
The
day.
first thing I want to do is go to a clothing vendor.
Let's wait a second. Okay. You guys also notice off in the distance when you look towards the ocean, there are major storm clouds coming in, which you can tell seem pretty normal here because none of the citizens are actually concerned about it. You do hear it is really loud. This is a huge, bustling town. From what Sindra told you, this town is led by 7 merchant princes Okay, each one specializing in something different, right? So, for example, there is a merchant prince that specializes in magical items. Okay,
Are they actually of royalty, or are they just kind of princes because of the riches?
because of their riches. Yeah. So the 7 richest people in town are the merchant princes.
Okay.
And they all have their own monopoly, as per se. The town is extremely colorful. There is paint on all the walls, beautiful murals of dinosaurs, flowers, women walking around with urns on their heads, carrying water to and from.
Is there any dinosaurs actually roaming around?
There are dinosaurs roaming around right now. You see 3 triceratops right away bringing in some humongous loads, at least 2 to 3 times their size, just carrying it from the ships all the way back and from the ships and all the way back. Not right now, but you know that they're common in this area. Okay. So,
Watch out for it.
Sindra recommended something before she left. She does recommend that you guys go and find a guide to take you through the land of Trent. Because although she knows that the Soulmonger is here, she has no idea where. Also, you're not allowed to flip this map over. Okay, it's only on the side.
I would like to.
Already have a guy.
So are we here now, or are we still there with her?
Sindra has left.
Around the town?
She has gone to her friend, which is one of these 7 princes.
What's who's around us? I want to ask like
Is there somebody just to show us the maps, or? I know the map really well already. I studied it.
No, they're to guide you through these unknowns.
Oh, okay.
I want to ask a dock worker.
Okay.
Excuse me. Where can I find a holy temple here? I want to ask for a guide from them, because since I have the shelter of the faithful in my background, I can have a temple person guide us.
Okay. We do have some temples. Which temple you're looking for is a great question.
Any temple of Muhammad or any of the deities that are of justice or good?
I like this idea.
I've got the Temple of Temora. We also have a
Tomorrow sounds good.
Temple of Sun. And a Temple of Sabras, which is Sabras is a deity of wisdom. Or she.
Tamora sounds good. She is a justice order.
Yeah, I don't like fortune tellers.
What's a justice order one? Hold on.
Temora's temple. Oh yeah, that's fun.
Is there a place where the city council meets these princes?
There is a place where these city council, these merchant princes do meet. And the dock worker is pretty knowledgeable. I mean, he's in and out of this town pretty frequently, so he's definitely willing to tell you no problem. Problem is remembering where that spot is. But yes, there is a spot where they meet.
I have a quick question as well.
Yes.
Is there a merchant nearby? Like
What kind of merchant? Clothing merchant?
Yeah.
If you're looking for a clothing merchant, your best spot is going to be to go to the Dye Works, which is an area in town that's labeled as 23 on your map.
Do I perceive of anything of importance or
This entire town is full of things. This
I mean,
town
like
is
of
huge.
anything specific that like, oh hey, this is like obviously a merchant that because of this area is very popular.
Where was it again, Mason?
That they can take
What
items that
I
are
was-
needed to
what I was
survive
talking
the
about?
area.
Yeah,
I think
23,
we
right,
normally
23.
need in a normal climate.
So the dock worker,
Oh,
yeah, the dock worker says you can pretty much find anything you want here. It's a very abundant town. It's filled with definitely tons of different things. There is one difficult thing. If you're looking for heavy armor, it's very rare here. Heavy armor is very
That makes
uncommon.
sense.
It's going to be 3 times the price you'd see at any place on the Sword Coast.
So why don't we go to his clothing shop and then get potions and stop by the Temple of Temora?
So before you go, you do see a crowd off about 150 feet. So you guys right now are actually in section 8. What you see is you'll see right next to the right of that 8, you see that street right there. You guys start crowding towards that street because you see many, many people, right? Oh, they're rexing, you see money flying, you see bets going. All of a sudden, down the streets, you see 8 massive dinosaurs with riders running down the street, pounding through the street, pushing each other over. You can see a baby T-Rex biting an Ankylosaurus right away, and you can see the Ankylosaurus screaming, rolling off into a building, actually crashing into the building, fully breaking it. So you see they are fast. You saw them for about 12 seconds, and they ran about probably 600 feet. Yeah,
So they're totally gone now.
they are now gone. As some of the people around you are booing, really upset, typically about their bets, and the other people are very cheerful.
I want to run to like the front of the crowd. And be like, 30 gold on the Tyrannosaurus Rex if you have any takers.
No, we don't take any bets till the beginning of the race. Because, obviously, the Tyrannosaurus Rex was in the front.
Can we go look at? Can we go look at
here.
the? Can we go to the area where the bets are taking place?
Yeah,
Let's communicate.
I want to look around.
Why would you want to participate in such a low form?
I want to look around, Mason.
Low
Yeah, where do you wanna
forms of entertainment. How many dinosaurs?
Hey, let's only have one person talking at a time, guys.
I want to look around and see if there are any like pickpockets in the crowd.
Go and give me a perception roll.
10.
You notice the person on your left is definitely getting pickpocketed.
I'm going to grab the pickpocketer's hand and then shove him away from his victim.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a dexterity check, please.
4.
4. Okay, go ahead and roll me a strength check, please.
I'm ready in case the guy tries to do anything.
6. Great. You push over a 4-year-old kid that was trying to pickpocket an adult.
That will teach you.
And the 4-year-old kid starts to cry, and people definitely are giving you some glares now. You hear some whispers. Who's that dragonborn over there? He's already standing out.
I back away, like
Young children.
Who are the people with?
Trying
I wanna
to
take-
pickpocket adults. We can't start them early like this. Show some honor, young man.
I want to walk towards the kid if I can and say something to him.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna kneel down by the kid and like grab.
Kid's
his
crying.
hand.
Grab.
Yeah. So I'm like kneel down and grab the kid's hands, right, and tell him that thieves never prosper, and use light to cast a red light on both of his hands.
He gets up, all pumped up, wiping his tears away, looks at the dragonborn and says, "You'll pay for this." And he runs off.
We just met our persona.
You're like, that's it.
I like that.
Yeah. 2 decades later.
On my deathbed. Remember me? Red hands.
The spell definitely doesn't last that long.
He like dipped his hands in like red, like and piker or something like that, and make them red.
So you guys have a few options right now.
Horse area or dino racing area.
You guys want to go to the dino racing area?
What was the other option?
Well, so the main option that because it is starting to get towards evening.
Okay.
Right. I would say it's about 3 to 4 o'clock right now. Sindra recommends you go find a place to stay at the 2 places she said earlier, which I believe some people took notes on that, right? Other than that, you do have time there is one more dinosaur race. You could go and get to it if you would like to. It starts at actually the other side of the
Can we
park.
go look at the dinosaurs before the race?
Yeah, absolutely you can.
Oh, I want to go look at the dinosaurs.
Where are you
So
going?
if you go to section
Kai's house was fine.
I'm with you.
6, okay,
I
on the map, you'll see that's actually where the dinosaur races start. So if you'd like to head to that spot, feel free.
I'm gonna stop off because I do not like this den of sin and injustice. I will storm off. Well, first to the temple of tomorrow.
Okay, to the Temple of Tomorrow.
You have to talk about a guard for tomorrow, and then I will.
So you're going to section 24?
Yes.
I will
Okay.
tag along because I want to get my clothes. That's all I'm worried about.
Elwin and I will depart this ridiculous race and head to Kai's house for spite.
Caius House of Respite in the Red Bazaar. Okay, sounds good.
I
You're with yes. You're with Almora.
Tied these dinosaur races.
So who's going to the races? Or who's going to look at the dinosaurs?
I want to see dinosaur racing.
You should come with me. For sure.
No.
Alright. I wanna
Looks like it's the two of us.
do a combination investigating the animal areas, their cages, studying the dinosaurs, any animal handling to see the condition they're in, to see which one of these is really going to be the fastest.
Okay, and as you're also observing that, because you do have such a high outdoor skill, you do notice as you look towards the ocean again, these storm clouds are starting to get closer at this point. You can definitely tell there is a pretty heavy rainstorm.
I probably know how much time I have.
Well, yeah, I think you do. You have anywhere from about 2 to 4 more hours.
Okay.
Before a
Plenty
heavy
of time to see a race and get back to the.
So, you guys head to look at the dinosaur races?
I'm going to check to see which dinosaur is going to be the fastest.
Yes, we do.
I should know with how much certainty I could probably, because I know animals really well. I'm a druid.
Well, I mean, you can easily look at the odds if we talk to.
I don't know.
The odds are probably going to be a good start, right? So you walk up to the area where the bets are taken. You can also see all the dinosaur cages right behind them. You do see 9 different dinosaurs in there. You see actually, they actually have titles above each one of their cages, right? So the first one is called Big Honker, right? And it's a crowd-pleasing young T-Rex, okay? Very young T-Rex. He's a crowd winner, okay? He is popular. He's a favorite. His odds are at least 7 to 1 every single time he wins a lot, right? You can see that his teeth are actually still dripping blood from when he bit the Ankylosaurus in the last match. Okay. And the next one, you see the 3-pronged monster. You see a ginormous Triceratops in the next cage. This Triceratops is very muscular. So he's treated very well by his owners. He has a few scars and bites on him from different from the T-Rex, from different bouts with him, because he has raced just as long as this young T-Rex has. He is very fast. He does win quite frequently. His odds are put at 5 to 1 usually.
Do we see any that are like new that haven't raced yet that look like has potential? Can I do an animal handling check to see who I think will more than likely win the next race?
Who will more than likely win the next race?
Because of my insight of knowing animals and my perception of the living conditions and.
Yeah, all right. Give me a D20 with that animal handling. Beautiful. 12. You think one of the 2 T-Rexes in the match are going to win. The other T-Rex is a young T-Rex again. Its name is Scarface. And it is definitely breathing a lot heavier than the other one. You can tell it's definitely getting towards the end of its race.
Odds?
The odds on that one are actually 1 to 2.
Is there any way I can bestow some, like, I don't know, energy upon it to regain its, to give it. No.
You are not allowed within 60 feet of the empty.
I think I might have some spells. Like, no, I don't. Has to tangle. Oh, you know what we can do? It's like, there's a race casted tangle or thunderwave and give them some boost. No, okay.
Now we're going to go ahead and pause with the dinosaur racing for a while, and we are going to go ahead and head straight over to the Temple of Samora to see where I believe Almora went there, and who went with you? Really quick. You have to go.
Can I go with her?
Go clothes shopping. No, you're still at the dinosaur.
I'll go clothes shopping.
Yeah, okay, I went with us. Oh, you're going to the clothes shopping?
No, we're going there.
Oh, you're still at Temple of Samora.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're getting close back. I'm going to walk up and find the nearest priest or acolyte and ask them.
So on your, let's just start with your walk to the Temple of Samora. Okay, you walk out of the bustling street towns of the main part of Port Nyanzaru, and you walk out this large gate. Very, very large, meant to keep something out, obviously. And as you walk out, you start to feel the ground is starting to get a little bit softer on your feet, and you begin to see a lot more mud, okay, a lot more pens with some healthy animals, some diseased animals, such as goats, sheep, cows, things like that.
So I'm walking to like the temple.
You are walking to the temple. Yeah. What?
I'm going to the slums then?
You are in the slums. In fact, the temple is actually in part of the slums.
Yeah. I want to make a perception check to see if I see any shady characters.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check.
15.
15?
Yeah.
You don't see anybody trying to steal anything or get near you right now.
Yeah. Wait, is Almor with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
My name is. You do notice that this time it does start to sprinkle very lightly, just so you know. Okay, a very light sprinkle is going to be starting right now. Okay. And so you go ahead and walk up to this temple. You can see it's very, very sturdy, right? You can see it's about. You have to go up about 20 stairs. It is about 10 to 15 feet off the actual ground. There's only one staircase up. Other than that, it's steep, slick walls up to it. You can see there is a gate to get through the first set of stairs. As of right now, it is open to power. And so you are free to walk right up it.
Before I go, I want to see if there's any kind of ambush or trap before I go to the gate.
There's no ambush or trap.
Okay, I'm gonna walk.
Okay? I follow close behind you. Okay? You guys walk right into the Temple of Tamora, where you were greeted by a heftier, very friendly cleric, very friendly priest. And he looks at you and he says, "What can I do for you, gentlemen?"
Holy One, you're looking for a guide. You need a guide. Have you heard?
A guide for what?
Have you heard of the item called the Soul Monger?
Soulmonger. I have not. If I had to recommend a guide that I know very well, that I see in these parts, I would recommend Azaka Stormfang.
Why do you recommend this person?
She's special. Let's just put it like that. She would make for a reliable companion. What was her name? Azaka Stormfang.
Is she Dragonborn as well?
She is not Dragonborn.
What species is this?
She's actually.
Okay.
Double check. What's her name? Azaka Stormfang. Azaka.
Where can I find this Azaka Stormfang?
She's typically in any of the taverns in town. She has posters posted on every single one for her meeting places around us.
Is she some type of celebrity here? Is she a trapper?
No, it's very common to meet many guides in town. Many people like to try to venture into Schultz, and so it's a big, bustling business here in town.
I want to know how true his opinion is, and not like make sure it's not like a biased opinion because he knows or something like that.
Okay, give me a D20 for insight.
I'll look at that as well.
I got a 12. You get a 12. You can see he's known Azaka for about 3 years, and she has gone on at least 15 journeys over those 3 years and has come back every single time.
I assume
That's surprising.
in our end, right?
Where
You guys went to the end? You guys went to the Kaya's? Yeah, you will see it.
where can I find her the next morning?
I would recommend going to the inns, looking under posters. It should say on them.
There's no any inn,
Yes.
even like Kaya's house in
You'll see many flyers for different guides.
You just go to Thunder
Do you have any potions or materials for a traveling paladin?
Unfortunately, they're all mostly for the poor in this part of the town.
my port.
If you have anything to donate to the temple, we mostly keep help for all the poor here when rain comes in strong, and of course when the undead come to attack.
Okay, so I call you are Amadeus again?
Amadeus. Okay.
So I call Amadeus.
No, that's Almora. Oh, no, that's Amadeus.
So I call Amadeus and I'm gonna give a quick hug.
Sure.
I pull him in and I cast Prestidigitation twice, one on each of us to make us look wet. Then I turn back and say, we're poor.
We are not fooling a holy place.
Okay, I
Here is
will not-
25 gold.
I will not do that.
The priest takes 25 gold from you and greatly appreciates it. As you walk out, he definitely whispers in only your ear, a Saki Storm thing is what you call a rare type. So be aware.
Does she have any crazed disposition towards any people, or is
She has never turned another person into a rare tiger. She chooses not to.
Okay.
I flick him a silver.
He takes it and he says that.
And I glare at I glare.
You guys walk out of the Temple of Tamora, and as you're walking down the stairs, you do hear some sirens, some alarms going off that are beating very loud, very, very sharp, and they're hitting your ears. And you actually see people immediately walking up to the Temple of Tamora, and you see the priest yelling, "Feel free to come in to avoid the undead coming." The undead attack. You are, let me just describe it to you, basically you're about I would say 500 feet from the main gate. You can see they're starting to close the main gate, but you might be able to make it to that main gate in time.
We had like 2 hours before the storm came.
This isn't a storm, this is an
Okay.
undead attack.
So did I
Also, wait, so there is an attack. There's an attack happening. What? Is there an attack happening? Wait, what's going on?
Yes.
Alright, I suggest we shut them here for now. We are not strong enough yet to deal with undead by ourselves.
So I want to do something really quick.
Okay, let's hear it.
I want to attempt to do a perception check, right? To see if there's anyone wearing
I'm
the
asking,
clothes
do it,
that I'm
do it.
looking for to maybe like, barter a trade or something like that. I want to get something that's like covers like a long sleeve and baggy with a hood, or
Long sleeve and baggy with a hood.
is anyone wearing something like that?
You see many people are actually wearing long sleeves with hoods.
Okay, yeah. So I'm like,
Most of them are dirty, very dirty, very smelly. As you can see, people coming in, they are starting to smell. You smell just straight up shit all over the place. You are in the slums. These are dirty people. You do see people coming in with diseases into the temple and things like that.
I asked the priest, while we're resting here, let me be of service to you. And then I start to hand out like blankets or food or whatever. Can I see who has the biggest disease or the worst disease here?
Spice tail. It's really good. No, it's just
You can see a person in the corner, right? Covered by about 3 or 4 women that are very elderly, looking over this young lady. I would say about 16 to 17, shivering.
Is she cute?
Like crazy.
I say,
She looks very sickly.
I'm
You can
not
see some
yet.
bones.
You disgust me. So I say, young lady, what is
Those are hard
wrong?
times.
What is
We're not serving food right now. She says to you, and then one of the old ladies come up behind you. She ran into the forest. She just got here. It looks like there's a mark on her back from a bite from a mosquito.
Okay, so I said, so then I take my hand, they start glowing. I say, be healed. And then I spend 5 points of lay on hand and cure disease.
I don't think it's a disease carrier, but.
It is.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I can cure disease and poison.
Lay on hands with 5 what?
5 points, yeah.
So points. How does the lay on hands?
So lay on hands, I have 5 times my paladin level of lay on hands points.
Okay.
I can either heal someone when that's in my point well, so I'm expending them and I regain after a long rest, or I can expend 5 to heal a poison and/or a disease.
That's freaking tight.
So I'm gonna heal her of her disease because we're gonna rest anyway. So I'm gonna be in the back. So I'll heal her.
And she Immediately, you start to see this green color fade from her, going down her arm towards her fingertips. Okay, and immediately going out, you can see her starting to get up slowly, looking a lot more colorful on her body. You can see she is a natural Cholton, right? She gets up and she breathes a deep breath of the kind of gross, mildewy air, breathes it in, and says, "I'm home and healthy." She gives you a big hug and thanks you with all her heart.
What's your name?
My name is Aquisha.
Aquisha.
Does she happen to be a guide?
She does not. She's not a guide, but she does know a guide.
Oh, good.
Is your guide's name Azaka Stormfang?
No, I don't know who Azaka Storm. Who are you?
Who are you? Talking to me like that?
Who is this
I'm
other guy?
I'm Aquisha.
Who is this other
Is this
guy?
your friend?
Aquisha. Yes. With me. Who is this other guy?
The other guide is a man named Shago.
And what is his specialty? What qualifies him as a guide?
He is a Cholton gladiator. He's very tall,
What's his name?
very strong. Shago.
Pretty handsome.
Shago.
Is he handsome?
If you're looking to get into the dirtier, deeper parts of Choltz where you need a fight, I would recommend Shago.
Is he like this guy?
Is he very
He's
knowledgeable
very
about? Is he knowledgeable about local lore or local mythology?
He's very knowledgeable. He actually grew up. He's actually one of the sons of the 7 prince merchants of the town.
Oh, wow.
So he's grown up here his entire life. I grew up with him as well.
Which
If you go to him with my recommendation, he will actually waive his guidance fee.
Oh, awesome. Which prince?
His father is Zanthi.
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 Zanthi. Okay, cool. Great.
Okay, now we're gonna pan away from you guys.
Okay. Cool. That's your guy.
Yeah, let's hear it before we pan away.
What is the roll decide? Was that clothing shop open?
The clothing shop is open right now for a little bit longer. You want to walk outside of the town?
For a zombie
You
attack?
want to walk outside of the town?
I mean, I'm sure.
The priest immediately steps in front of you, locks the door, and says, "You should not go out these doors."
I unlock the door and go ahead.
Marielle, let's
He
rest.
tries to push your hand away.
Marielle, let's rest. Let's rest.
For your own good, I do not recommend opening those doors.
Trying to get your phone.
Who does?
Brandon. Take
Oh.
Do whatever the hell you want. I'm not gonna stop you.
Does the priest like is he like a trustworthy man?
He's very trustworthy.
We don't want you to die yet.
He's a priest. You're helping the poor.
He sees your hesitation and he says, "Come with me." And you go off to the side to the corner. You actually go up some stairs that go up to the second level, and you see a small wooden latch that opens up and down like this. He pops it open, and you peek your head out, and you see about 52 zombies surrounding the entire place, with guards coming in from the main town to take care of them.
Does the clothing shop look like it's okay?
The clothing shop is in the main court on the outside, and you can see the guards are coming from that area, so you assume.
Is there a significant amount of guards?
There is about, right now you can see the guards coming in. Well, actually, you're not.
No, I'm here. No.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I'll wait.
I was thinking it was enough to like take care of the zombie. They would send like 10 guards
Yeah,
to take care of the zombies.
so we're actually going to go ahead and pan to the
Too intense.
to the Kaya's House of Repose, which I believe Almora is there and Elwyn is there. Correct?
Correct.
Correct. Okay, so let me double check where that's at really fast, just so I can make sure.
Where was the temple?
It's in the red bazaar or something, right?
It is in the Red Bazaar. Yeah.
Where was the temple again?
The temple's over in the Malar's Throat.
Okay.
In Malar's Throat is the area that's considered to be in. Yeah, and that should be labeled in the picture I sent you as well. Should say Malar's Throat next to 24. Okay, so let me just get a with the little. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, one of my friends.
Okay.
So you walk across town again. For you as well, right? You start to see the drizzling rain. Nothing crazy yet. It's just a light sprinkle right now. You can tell. You can hear people kind of murmuring around you. Within about 45 minutes to an hour, this is not going to be such a friendly outdoor weather right now. You can see some shops are beginning to close up. But as you walk into the Red Bazaar, you notice there's a lot of people. Okay, there's a lot of vendors. There's a lot of people walking around with fresh fruit, fresh meat, right? This is actually the area where people buy their produce and buy their meat. You see a lot of dinosaurs walking around. You see dinosaurs carrying carts and carts of bread and meat and fruits and vegetables up and down the streets. A lot of them are carrying back to the storage warehouses so they don't get hurt in the rain right now. This is not the area for grander items, right? It's more of the common area for common everyday items that you might need on your journey.
This puts me in a worse mood.
And so you guys enter the Red Bazaar. There are two noteworthy inns there, right? You guys know about both of them.
I have heard of the inn as well.
Yes, you can head over to the inn, or you want to head over to the inn as well.
Has the race started yet?
The race has not started. The race will start in about 5 minutes.
I'm gonna stay for the race.
You're going to stay for the
Okay,
race.
hold on. I'll stick with the race with him.
Okay, you're going to stay for the race. As you do see that the rain is starting to come down a tiny bit heavier. Nothing crazy yet, but, you know, the raindrops are starting to come. Yeah, the raindrops are starting to come. But they do announce the 5-minute warning.
Which one of these has longest toenails?
That's a great question.
They're gonna need grip on this mud that's gonna come happen in mid-race.
Interesting. The one with the longest toenails is going to be an Allosaurus named Nasty Boy.
And what's his spread?
Right now, his odds are 1 to 3.
1 to 3.
1 to 3 are his odds.
Bet 10, win 30.
Yes.
Oh, I'm betting 10.
You're betting 10 gold on the Allosaurus Nasty Boy.
But which dinosaur has the best odds? Or like the best payout?
Hold on, let me write down his really fast.
Okay.
1 to 50.
50 to 1. Wait.
Okay, and then you're asking about the one with the best odds?
So the biggest payout, so the worst odds.
Oh, the worst odds. That's going to be an aging Dimetrodon named Mountain Doom.
Mountain Dew.
His odds are 1 to 7.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's 170. Would you like to bet on any of them?
I'm gonna bet on Big Honker.
Can I?
You're gonna bet on Big Honker, the main one, for a 7-1. How much you
Can
gonna
I
bet?
use my inspiration? Or, I'm sorry. Okay.
How much you gonna bet?
I'll bet 15.
15?
Oh, we put real money down here.
You can do that all I want.
Okay, and then what
I
were you about to say?
wanted to utilize my proficiency in improvised instruments to whistle at the dinosaur a soothing tune to help motivate that particular dinosaur.
Which particular dinosaur?
The
Nasty Boy?
Yeah, Nasty Boy.
You whistle towards Nasty Boy, it goes all over there, but unfortunately, well, give me a d20 roll. We'll have performance, please.
Yeah, well handling. Come on.
Performance, please.
15.
15. It goes. It almost gets drowned out, but ends up actually hitting 3 dinosaurs. It ends up hitting Mountain Doom.
Okay.
Okay. Nasty Boy and Big Honker.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
Now we are going to go back to the red, whatever I called it, Red Bazaar. Before we do, though, I gotta go take a look at that. So.
Oh.
And during this, is it possible to get another signature drink that we're having tonight? Of course.
Black Hat Manhattan brought to you by Jacob Silva.
So we have no sponsor.
I can ignore him, but
Anyone else want cookies?
Would you like a sponsor or send us
Would anyone else take a black banana?
All one of you being Ethan.
here.
All one of you being Ethan.
Yes.
We should get Joe on. You look like you've been following, so he could send us.
Are you sure? Are you? Oh, you're not driving.
Taking out this helmet.
Oh. Yeah, hey, I'm driving. You can't be puking in the Audi.
Oh, you get your Audi?
Live in the Audi. Woo!
Oh.
It's a party now, guys.
almost finished the entire model.
Hey,
Each individual cocktail is 2 ounces.
bro.
So we're gonna have 2 more, you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, good looking.
Hey!
What you got cooking?
I need one watching right now, and it's
Yeah. I need to.
Alright, we've had a lot of people bobbing in and out.
We have some comments from my wife.
I haven't met you yet.
What is Teddy now?
What?
Hey, so what do you guys think about the guides? We have
Everyone has left. I'm the only ones here.
So you guys only know 2 guides right now, right? You know about Shago and Azaka Stormhead.
I kind of like Shago because we don't really get any information about like what's the face.
So
I like a Zot. Well, I want to at least.
Oh, hey, I have a glass for one. Do you want to use?
Yeah, talk to her. Talk to her. You can work on it.
Will you?
Shago seems pretty cool.
Going back on. There's candy from me.
All right.
We're in the red zone, right? And
Elwyn. I'm trying to use the names as much as I possibly can. Elwyn and Elmora are in the red zone. And you guys are actually switched. You're
And then
we're
me
going
and
to
Maria
Baya's house.
at the Temple of Tomorrow.
I'm getting a footsie from Betsy here next to me.
Ooh,
It's really going on. It's quite vigorous. It's
Cool.
quite vigorous.
I got the one again.
Yeah. My second toast, I can really freaking get you. Actually, okay.
Stop running there. Hey, enough.
I like this tangerine
why
by
don't you,
Lost Coast.
It's nice. The tangerine by Lost Coast that we're drinking for our keg tonight. Yeah. One of the malls will probably be drinking next week unless I drink a full keg in 1 week, which
Our sponsor for this evening.
yes, it's not unheard of. It's not unheard of.
Halloween's tomorrow.
Halloween is tomorrow, and I do have people coming over tomorrow.
I need a balance. That's the point that I'm at right now.
I don't like
Oh, it's really look. That's the shit.
You can.
How?
Is he? Yeah, you can.
I want to start great
Just
killing.
do it now.
Hmm?
You're lying. Oh, he's a little behind. But you should be able to.
I'm gonna take it like great.
Like, if you look at the one up there, you can, for
Yeah,
sure.
but that's like the main one. That you use. Oh, you just comment? Well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
If you click comment, but it's like
I
a
thought
chat.
that
I don't know why
Ethan
you
was
can't.
you. Isn't that Ethan you that was going with?
No, that's my buddy.
No, that's Ethan Doris.
I don't know how you do it because like it's like a chat right now.
So Facebook, get on. Well, get this.
Zuckerberg will continue to talk trash until all of our demands are met.
He likes the latest South Park. You haven't seen it? Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg.
No.
It's pretty good. It's good.
Worth watching?
It's worth watching.
Not 20.
If you like South Park.
You ready for
Wow.
this?
All right. So, we're still waiting for him to make the drink. That's okay. Let's go ahead and do the dinosaur race while he's making the drink.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of these type of. Let me just double check the description. Where I say
Drink it. You don't want to hit the table.
here you go. Rule number 1 in the CNT group is if you roll a 1, you do have to take a swing. So here you go. We're doing the Kraken tonight first. Right?
Make sure that you're in.
21st a minute? Oh,
One
21st
click,
a
Nothing but delicious.
Right.
It's made like
Gotta be careful when you roll those 20s.
No one are ones.
Yeah.
Mason, who brought these fireside chats?
Oh, I bought them.
They're really good.
Do you like them? I didn't actually like them. That's why I was gonna get a keg of that, but I didn't.
Jacobs.
Woo! I didn't get a keg of it.
Asked me. I'm gonna try it.
All right, I want to have a level 2. Let's go.
Okay, so I get a thumb in the frame for being good. No, all right, whatever.
So fun fact about
Okay, so as the races begin to start, you do see the rain starts to go down heavier and heavier. You do see people right in the stands starting to set up these instruments that are basically what they call. You can hear people saying, "Set the rain catcher up, set the rain catcher up," and they basically stick these wooden stakes into the ground. Some of them are smaller. They're just a small contraption that actually catches the rain and basically into this little sack so that they can use this as drinking water later on. And you can see many people set these up all along the race edge, and you can see that the dinosaurs are lining up. In your race today, you have Big Honker, a young T-Rex, looking very strong, giving a nice roar as he gets out to his spot. You see a younger Scarface, as he's known, young T-Rex, little pumped up today, more than usual, right? Walking up to his spot, not making any sounds other than a deep, deep growl. And then you've got Mountain Boom, looking weirdly good. Maybe this will be his last race officially today as he gets closer and closer. Right? And then you've got Nasty Boy and Allosaurus, right, with a really famous trainer, as you can see the trainer waving to the crowd and everybody cheering greatly for this young Allosaurus. The Allosaurus is looking very confident today.
Sharp nails.
You see 2 more Triceratops and 2 more Hadrosauruses out there. Thank you very much, sir.
I am blessed this day.
And you see a young Trolton come up to a stand in between all the dinosaurs and yell at the top of his lungs, "Are we ready?" And of course the crowd cheers, going nuts. He takes a gun-shaped thing, shooting a large flare. Gun-shaped thing, shooting a large green flare into the air, and then takes it and points it at somebody in the crowd.
It's weird for this.
And you can see the gates open, and they are up, and you can see right off the bat the 2 Hadrosauruses actually collide into each other and slip on the mud, causing Big Honker to fall over. No! And you can see the dinosaurs bolting off. You can see Big Honker slowly trying to get back up. You can see his riders trying to get back onto him. And eventually he does get out of the starting gate, and they run, and they're out of view within just about 6 seconds. You can see they're turning the first corner, right? And that's all you're going to see for a little while, but you see him turning the first corner, and you see Scarface slip big time right into the wall, falling down, rolling over, and actually, as he rolls over, you hear a crunch, and you see that the rider is not getting back up. And you see the rest of the dinosaurs take the corner a little bit slower after seeing Scarface take it slower. They are out of view, and you see about a couple minutes later, you can see some blobs in the distance start to run. It's starting to get a little foggy. It's harder and harder to tell. You see in the front is actually the Triceratops running very, very hard. You can see the rider is riding him very hard as well. Maybe a little too hard. Maybe a little bit too hard. Behind him, you see, crazily enough, what looks like a young T-Rex. Oh no, it's not a young T-Rex. It's an Allosaurus. It's Nasty Boy running right behind him, running hard, running fast. Running faster and faster, and you actually only see 2 dinosaurs behind him. You crazily enough see Mountain Boom, the old Dimetrodon, scurrying across the field as fast as possible. And then you also see right behind Mountain Doom is Big Honker.
Yes.
taking the biggest steps you've ever seen. And every
It's
single
pretty dangerous
one
in this water.
is definitely, as you look down, you can see the drips in the pools of liquid, right? As I take some liquid into my body.
Always remember to hydrate, guys.
Getting closer and closer. Closer and closer they come. You can see the mud is already beaten up in this area of the race because this is also the starting point of the race. So you can see their feet as they come up closer are going about 8 to 12 inches into the mud. So they are pulling up tons of energy is getting sucked out of them. You see immediately about 20 feet into this deeply mudded area, Mountain Doom gets stuck and cannot move on. The aging Dimetrodon kind of screeches out in pain and sadness and cannot go on further. And you see running past him is Big Honker trying to catch up on Scarface. Oh no, Scarface died, huh? Nasty Boy and the Triceratops. And you can see Nasty Boy getting closer and closer up to that Triceratops. You can see that behind them is Big Honker actually motivating them to go faster because as Big Honker is running closer and closer, you can see him bringing down his head, going for that chomp, chomp, chomp on the tails of that Triceratops and the Allosaurus. And he keeps him going, and the Allosaurus just makes it past the Triceratops as Big Honker gets a nice bite on that tail of that Triceratops. The Triceratops screeches out, falling down, going back for a second, and as he's wailing around, Big Honker tries to go right past him. The Triceratops flails like this and flails back into Big Honker, and Big Honker leaving the only one dinosaur to cross the finish line. It is Nasty Boy. You! Typically, if you do dinosaur races, they will not be that complicated. They will be a quick roll, just so everybody's clear. So if you'd like to bet on those later, feel free. Okay, so you gain 30 gold, Jag.
Did I gain 30 gold on top of my 10?
No.
Okay, so.
Okay, so we are going to go back to the Red Bazaar now that our wonderful drink maker Almora is back and holding up here. And as I told them, it is just, it's a very, very bustling market. You can see that people are starting to clean up because of the heavier and heavier rain that is beginning to come down. You know that this is a more common market. You see a lot of meat, a lot of fruit. A lot of it does look fresh, look good, right? None of it looks diseased for the most part. And of course, there are some other, things such as you can see a sign saying insect repellent. You can see a sign saying rain catchers, other household goods, things like that. And of course, they have 2 inns there as well, which I told you about. There is the Inn of the Thundering Lizard and Kaya's House of Repose.
Yep.
Before we go in, I'd like to try to identify any of the most exotic fruits they have on offer.
Okay, so you want to look around the shop a little bit?
Yeah, this guy.
Okay, hold on, let me just roll these one here really quick.
Should be good or bad.
It just is.
It is.
You get mugged.
You do not get mugged. Relax. Okay. In fact, you walk around, and as you're walking around, you do hear something around you. And you kind of listen in a little bit to these 2 older Chultan men speaking, and you hear them say, "One must purchase a charter of exploration at Fort Belawarian before undertaking any jungle expedition. The Flaming Fist punishes explorers who don't have the required paperwork." And they just walk right past you as you continue to walk. You stop and you struggle.
I take great offense to this, and I yell out to them, demanding to know why they would say this to me.
Oh no, they don't say it to you. You're eavesdropping.
I assume it's directed towards me.
Okay, so you want to confront them?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and you can confront them, and you grab them, and they look at you, and it's like, "Can I help?"
Yes. Why would you assume that I would not be prepared or well equipped for any adventure?
I don't know. Why wouldn't you be? Who are you?
I just heard you speaking now.
Yeah, we're talking about our fishing trip next week.
No, this is.
You can see I'm carrying a fishing pole right here. My fish.
I demand you to extrapolate on what you were just speaking on. Oh my god.
Look, how about this,
Just to
this
extrapolate?
young,
Yes.
young.
It's totally the wrong word. How old is your character?
Listen.
Okay.
Listen. Oh,
You mentioned extrapolate.
High elf. You should call him Highness. I'm gonna call the guards over unless you get away from us.
I'm gonna.
Blast these suckers, bro.
As he
You know what?
pushes away your hand and starts to walk away.
They have slighted me, but they're not worth my time. I'm gonna step away.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Now, go ahead and roll me a d20 perception check. It's a crit.
That's a crit.
Okay, so you notice him drop 15 gold. You check him out. But you also notice as he's walking around, he's actually holding up a solid middle finger and saying, and just kind of whispering, muttering.
I guess you could say I extrapolated.
That's not. It's called an extrapolation to solve a problem using elements, right? So, for example, you use a linear extrapolation to solve a graph. It's not important.
None of us are chemists here except for you.
He's an engineer. He's close.
I know what extrapolate.
Extrapolation, yes. Anybody who's taking calculus knows.
I haven't taken calculus.
Or pretty.
Oh wait, I did take calculus. I just really did. Wait, no, what did I take?
Business
So,
I don't know.
you guys are still in this gallery.
Let's
Let's
have
quiet here. Okay, so Ellen, what would you like to do with the repertoire?
I just like to look around. I mean, I watched Amora here,
Okay,
and that awkward exchange of words there.
you just want to look around. Okay, so what you notice right off the bat is you notice there's definitely one shop that has one outdoor shop that has a lot more customers than the others.
Okay. I'd like to. Amora, why don't we go take a look at this shop? It's just no.
I'm so flustered. I just kind of.
Ready?
I don't even acknowledge you.
Okay. So you're just kind of standing there?
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Yeah, I'm just pacing back and forth, like messing with my hair. I'm just completely flustered. Muttering to myself, thinking, I'm coherent in that.
You're infested in there.
Basically, yeah.
So do you walk up to the shop?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to the shop. Yeah.
So you see,
Keeping an eye on Almora as well. Keeping an eye on Almora to see what's going
as
on.
you get closer and closer up to the shop, you can see a younger, lady at the front, quite boisterous, yelling. We are getting rid of the fruit for the day. We're selling it at 75% off because we do have to get rid of it before it goes bad. So she's giving extreme discounts on fresh fruit, pounds of it.
Okay. I'd like to yell out to Almora, crazy deals on fruit. Know you were looking for fruit.
I turn to you, and I kind of stop halfway between you and then start to motion you towards me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll walk over with Almora and okay. See what's going on. Sure.
So they happen to sell some fruit.
I don't know. She just said 75% off. So really good. I don't know what you're looking for.
You can see a patron walk past you, and she's got this basket of a high variety of fruits that you've never even heard about. Half of them. You've never even seen them. Colors beyond drive, colorful.
So I whisper to Elwyn, I give you some money. Find that's it. Have 20 gold.
Okay.
Buy me any fruit, 20 gold to buy.
Any fruit.
Yes.
I need to buy a bunch of bananas.
Well, no, exotic.
Okay.
Okay? Nothing mundane, something exotic.
Okay, you'll just be standing right here, not with me at the stand.
Right, I
20, 30 feet away.
wouldn't dare consort with the peasants.
Ah,
Right.
okay.
It's not my place. My station is far above anyone here.
All right, yeah.
I think a drow is more capable. Such a menial task.
Wait, you're down.
I have a bad feeling about this, but you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm gonna, I'll walk to the stand and approach the shopkeep.
And the boisterous young lady looks at you and is like, "What can I do for you?"
Need some fruit? What do you got? Something?
Well, we have fruits, let me tell you. How much money do you want to spend?
20 gold.
20 gold?
20 gold.
Are you from here?
Yes. Maybe.
Okay. She pulls out a small basket about this size, loads it with fruit. These are bananas, and that's pretty much it. Mostly looks like bananas. Maybe just spiky fruit on the outside. Hands it to you, and request the 20 gold.
Yeah, I may not be from here, but I'm not stupid. I wanted something different. Than just
Go ahead and roll me a d20 with an insight check.
inside? What about persuasion?
No, inside. I want you to see if you can actually see if this is
13 plus 1?
14. She takes back the basket and says, "All right." She takes out a heaping basket this size. She says, "Go ahead and load everything we have into here, guys. Let's go." Loads it up with basically about half, more than half the fruit that's left at the stand. It drops it down to you and says, "Good luck carrying it. It's 50 pounds of food." You get 50 pounds of fruit.
That's good for our adventure, I guess.
Hey, yeah, that's
They will go bad in 10 days.
Yeah,
boys. They will go bad in 10 days. You know what? 50 pounds a lot. I'll give you 12 days.
Yeah.
What happens to like this fruit is going bad and has to be sold at 75% off? Because it's going bad.
Yandru has some laws on selling the food before it's close to expiring. You can't sell it the day of. You have to sell it within at least 10 days.
Oh. Okay, so question.
Almora
see all day, bro.
Almora cannot see because of the heavy crowd, but she does. He does hear. Almora, are you a girl or a man?
Girl.
She does hear some commotion because obviously if it's the biggest basket they've seen someone.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a Dungeoneer's pack. So I have a pack. So I'm gonna take a couple of those fruits. You know, maybe a pound or so.
And the girl looks at you. If I recommend taking the rarest fruits, she pulls out to the rest of the She says those are the best. Take those ones.
All right, I take her recommendation and I stick those in my pack, and I head back over to Almora with the huge heaping basket. Look what I got.
Yeah.
Look what I got.
I'm impressed. Very impressed. Especially for a drow.
I do my best.
Consulting with the big fruit.
Let me pause real fast here. Are you two going back to?
I'm assuming there's still an attack gonna happen, or is that over?
That's outside of the town.
Okay, well then.
The main part of the town is going to hit by zombie.
Okay.
So are you guys going to the Red Bazaar?
The inn or wherever.
Where
Yeah.
the Red Bazaar is?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. I just want to make sure you guys.
Yeah.
There. You do see the rain is falling heavier and heavier as you get closer and closer.
I hate
Right.
this. I hate rain.
Do you really? Does your character really hate rain? This will be a fun campaign. Okay, so you guys are at the Red Bazaar. Okay, Red Bazaar.
So,
I better write that down today.
right now, or me and
No, I'm still talking to you two, actually.
Cool.
So you guys have 2 inns to select from that you, if you'd like to go into an inn, do you guys want to go into an inn?
Yeah.
You want to keep exploring?
The main goal is Kaya's. Kaya's House of Repose.
Okay, so you guys go ahead and head to Kaya's House of Repose.
Before we enter, I'd like to talk with Amora real quick.
Go ahead.
Just so you know, Amora, I took some of the most rare fruits, and I stuck in my pack. That way, I know you a little more than some of these other people, but I don't know them as well. I feel like we made the right choice in going for this finer establishment. I didn't want them to have the best of the best. So just so you know, I have them, and you're welcome to have the ones in my pack. But I just want you to know about that, just you. And I show him my pack on everything that's in it, so you can see.
I'm very appreciative of this. You will make a fine servant.
Dude, that's we got free housing.
And I just kind of tip my hat and smile at the side of my mouth.
Little bellhop hat.
And I just say, we'll have fun.
Oh gosh.
High elves, always high.
Okay, so you guys are now in the inn. You two are walking towards the inn. We're actually going to go back to the Temple of Tamora, where Amadeus and Marielle are.
Wait.
Marielle or Marielle?
Marielle.
But isn't the zombie lord there?
So as you're in place and you're helping people out, you're not. You're just sitting there as of right now.
I'm looking out this window still.
You're looking. No, actually, you actually got pushed away from him, and you can see the priest looking out the window, and you can see he closes it, rushes down the stairs, and you can see the guards have taken care of all the zombies. You are free to leave now in safety. I recommend. Okay, so you dart out the door, and he says, as you dart out the door, I recommend strongest people go out first in case there are any leftovers. But you do not hear that, and you burst out the door, run down the stairs.
I feel that, and I sprint after him.
Your leg gets grabbed, and you fall into the mud face first as a zombie comes up behind you and tries to start grabbing onto you slowly, still covered in mud.
Can
Literally
I
grab its hands.
Can
Stop
I
getting
take my spear?
Fortunately, Amadeus was very close behind you and is going to get an opportunity attack before the zombie does. Go ahead, Amadeus.
You better hit him.
Okay, wait. Am I close enough for a melee attack or?
You are close enough for a melee attack, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so he's gonna have to wait for that disease clear for tomorrow.
Yeah, I take my spear. Thrust. Oh, that's a 19.
Yeah.
19, you hit.
All right, cool. That's a 4.
It's a 4.
Four
The
damage.
zombie looks up at you and looks back at the ground as he actually loses one leg, starts just to crumble off, and he crawls farther and further up the leg of young Marielle and does get a single attack off.
The disease freaking attack.
Well, we went to the temple, so it's not
Hold on,
bad. It's bad.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm good.
even with being attached to Marielle, the zombie, almost like his eyes have been poked out or something, bites into the ground like and
Your flesh is so muddy.
Marielle's going to get a chance to respond.
Excellent. I will put
Just
my
bite.
hands on its arms and cast Shocking Grasp.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to attack for this one.
Don't roll for hit, you're fine. Just roll for
Okay.
damage.
This is a single D8 plus my spell.
Will it shock himself as well?
Yeah, that sucks. It's a 5.
It's a 5?
Yeah.
Okay. And you see the undead zombie, kind of a smaller one, kind of just shocking. You can see all of a sudden afterwards his grip goes looser and looser, and he starts to crawl back.
I cast Shocking Grasp on it again just in case.
Okay, go and roll for damage.
Double tap it. You know what I'm saying?
It's a cantrip, right? You're a cantrip?
That's 9 damage.
And you've got a fine, crispy dead zombie right in front of you.
Does it look like it tastes good?
And you can see the rain starts to go down heavier and heavier as you see the gates to the main port in Anzru are beginning to open up again. But just so you know, you can see from the gates, you can see a large amount of water starting to come down, almost as if it's draining into the area that you're.
Will the closed shop probably still be open?
You can check.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check.
I'm gonna grab her and then throw her over my shoulder and just run back to the. Let's just wait for tomorrow, and then run into the temple to stay there because
But I need a-
You want to stay in the temple? I mean, you are welcome to meet up with your group in Red Bazaar if you'd like to.
We have free housing. You wanna stay here?
I mean, like, I don't know any of these people,
Well, like-
so I don't really
Well,
care.
like,
Like,
right next to
people-
the clothing shop, so tomorrow we'll be heading out. Well, I think,
Well, we'll be closer to the clone shop when we stay here, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
but,
we'll stay here.
maybe we should like meet up with
No,
them
you
so we
won't.
don't like go into a bunch of
We're
random.
really close to the clone shop, right? You said it was on 24 or something like
Did we get an extension on that?
that. No, 24 is Temple of Tomorrow. 23
Yeah,
is 23 is the clone shop. 23 is all the way over here.
You're shocked and awe.
We should go to the Red Bazaar because that's a lot closer to the clone shop.
Okay, yeah, let's go to the bazaar then.
Okay, so you do run up the hill past the gate. You are going to have to make, and you're carrying her, I believe?
I'm enjoying being carried.
Okay, so you are going to have to give me a quick,
Strength check?
you want to give me an
athletics
check.
10 plus 15.
You're breathing a little heavy, but you do make it past the muddiest part of that hill with a few water splashing into your face, and you do make it up past that gate.
And so
It's a little
I
bit
turn to
easier.
her, but I like awkwardly turn kind of, because she's facing this way, I turn kind of to her butt, and I say, got you, baby. Running like a mad.
Go ahead and roll me a quick d20 for Constitution.
Is it a saving throw or a check?
Let's just do check.
That's a 13.
13. Yeah, here's a small toot.
Oh, dang.
Oh, no.
She could not control.
Wait, he hears a small toot?
He hears a small toot. He's very close.
It's okay, I'm a paladin, I see your inner self, and I keep running.
Okay, so going back to the Red Bazaar, we're going to continue with just Elwyn and Almora here, as they are the closest ones and actually in the Red Bazaar. So what would you guys like to do? You guys are going into Kaya's house, I believe?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys step into Kaya's house of repose. Where did I go? What number was it? That was
Where we left.
It's the Red Bazaar.
It's like number 18 or something like that. I think that's what you said.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Kaya's house of repose. As you go in, you can see to the right is kind of an innkeeper, right? A little stand. You can see some benches right next to it, and to the left you can see a larger tavern area with many round tables, probably about 8 all the way back in 3 different rows, and a solid long bar with large stools and plenty of booze behind it. You do see a large amount of people, not too loud, hanging out in the bar, right? It's pretty decently quiet. You can talk in regular voices, no problem.
I jump onto the.
You're not in there.
I'm not in there
No,
yet?
you're not in there yet. So it's only Elwyn and Almora that are in there. You do walk in, and the innkeeper immediately waves you over and says, you guys walk over to him. He says, "Welcome to Kaya's house, okay, of repose. Well, are you guys interested in staying for the night?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. A bed for the night is 1 gold point, unless you want to do a combo room that has 2 smaller beds in it. Is going to be 1 gold and 5 silver.
1 gold.
1 gold. So you are taking a 1 gold room. Along with that room does come 1 free drink. Here is your voucher.
Oh. Wow. Oh, how can we accept that?
Great.
I like room as well, next to Moros.
Next to, okay, would you like, the only open room is a corner room right next to her. Is that okay? It's got extra windows.
1
in it.
shared wall.
Yeah, let's do that, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. And you actually also get to for a free drink as well.
Thank you, sir.
If I do recommend some food out there, I would recommend we have a great maggot pie. It's just delicious. Nice and creamy, not too bloody, easy to take in.
Do you have any, like, real meat?
Like what animal?
I saw there's dinosaurs outside.
Oh yeah, we have what we call T-set steaks, Triceratops steaks. Big hefty guys, little on the pricey side. Let me tell you, we season good.
I'll take one of those.
You'll take one of those? Okay, I'll see where you sit and I'll have one sent over to you. Would you like a drink sent over to you too?
I'll take my free drink.
Absolutely.
Vegetarian.
Is your friend gonna sit with you, Ellen? You're gonna sit with you? Would you like any food, Ellen?
Yeah, what is this tea steak cost?
T-set steak. It's a Triceratops steak. It's about 24 ounces. It's quite large, very well seasoned. Little tough, but nothing too bad for any adventure.
I think we'll split it.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay.
And he brings you a little closer. The man in the tavern are gonna look at you kind of like a week if you split a T-set steak.
Like a week?
Yes. Nobody splits food here.
Why?
It's kind of a weird thing. I don't recommend it. And he steps back and says again, so you want 2 T-set steaks?
Yeah.
Whatever. Sure.
Do you have any pea trees with you?
He is giving you a
We're not here.
he is giving you a discount for the T-set steaks. The T-set steaks are only going to cost you 2 silver. You're interested in the currency exchange.
Yeah.
1 silver, or excuse me, 10 silver is 1 gold. Okay, 10 silver is 1 gold. And as you guys go over to your seat that has about 7 seats at it, you guys go over to it, and it's a little bit further down the hall. It's in the middle row, about 15 feet from the actual bar, and about 15 feet from the windows as well. You can see it's mostly a dimmer lit place. You can still see people's faces, but people with hoods are a little bit tough to distinguish.
Do we arrive there yet?
As you guys sit down, you do see 4 more people. Your companions walk in through the door, and of course the tavern keeper waves you over as well and says, "Welcome. Are you interested in staying for the night? It is 1 gold for a room for yourself, or 1 gold and 5 silver for a room with 2 beds in it."
We could just share it. Yeah.
That's fine.
1 gold. 1 gold, 5 silver. Okay.
No, 1 gold. We'll just share that.
Oh, you'll share a bed.
Oh. Intimate. This is very
Oh.
intimate.
Okay, 1 gold, sharing a bed, as he yells it out to the tavern and looks at you 2.
She's a woman now, so.
And you get 1
Good.
drink voucher. Not 2. You don't drink. Okay, I'll give you 1 drink voucher. You get 1 drink voucher. Would you guys like to sit in the tavern?
I would like to ask you a question, sir.
Oh, okay, let's do the
Is
question.
the Zoc in here?
A Zoc store bed?
Yes.
You know what? I could have
I think
swore
we're sitting
I
at a
saw.
table with just the 2, yeah?
No, you were actually sitting on a table for 7.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Can you pass him 2 cookies? Like give 1 to
So-
someone else?
You do the innkeeper.
No, round no.
Oh wait, pass me a cookie.
You can pass me a cookie.
Got Mayor Roll for it.
It's delicious.
These are really big turkeys. I've had like 3.
They're really nice, right? Honestly, a scoop of ice cream between these.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So,
All right.
tavern.
So he brings you a little bit closer and says, "I don't give out names for free.
Oh.
I can buy a room twice.
I
Is it
said,
bad if
I'm
somebody else is staying in that room and I just accept them?"
I'm gonna slip him 2 gold coins then don't give us.
2 gold coins for you.
Yeah.
You look slightly familiar.
Dragonborn, you
We
mean?
don't see many dragonborns on this project. He goes to take the coins, put them in his pocket. As you see, and putting them into his pocket, you see a young man, probably 13, 14, grab his hand and say, "No, Papa, that dragonborn was helping people in the temple today. He deserves free from the board." He gives you back 2 gold plus that 1 you paid for it before, and gives you an extra free meal voucher as well.
Thank you.
I'm gonna use Hold on. And then he asks you, what would you like to drink? What would you like to eat?
Give my drink to Marielle here.
I don't drink.
Oh, give it to our dwarven friend.
I'll drink it.
The dwarven behind you? Okay, I'll give him 2 vouchers. I'll take a voucher back.
But I think I feel that, right?
Yes, you do get a meal. We have a wonderful, wonderful maggot pie. I really
Do
highly
you
recommend.
have any smoked,
Does it taste good?
any like smoked meat legs? Because I said,
Smoked meat leg.
yeah, because it lasts longer and I want to keep it for a journey. At least from now, but it lasts longer.
I'll tell you, it's a little expensive because of our wildlife here. We do have a smoked chicken leg. It's
Anything bigger than that? I have a coin.
I'll double up on it for you.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll throw in our side of just these wonderful maggot pies. It's just extremely
Wonderful. Wonderful.
You want to roll?
I'll have it sent to the table.
perception on that maggot pie? Man, come on.
There is a.
Actually,
I've never seen somebody
I
push
was-
maggot pie so hard.
I would just like one nugget pie and one leg and pack the rest for me, please.
Got it.
Can I roll a check on the maggot pie?
You haven't eaten the maggot
I would
pie
like
yet.
to do
You
something
please wait. Hold on, let me finish up my conversation here. And he says to you, "There's only really one table available, and I'm sure they seem like decently welcoming gentlemen and young lady over at that table in the far middle over there. We know them." And he points towards the table where you two are sitting.
How much nugget pie and leg do I store?
You store away one pound. Yeah. Which 1 pound is enough to feed you for the entire day.
So I want to scout out the bar for.
Before that, I'm gonna get them sitting down, and then we're gonna get to that. Okay. So I want to use prestidigitation to make a little butterfly. The little boy looks at you. He's like, "I'm a 14-year-old boy. What's wrong with you?"
I click my fingers and the butterfly turns into
That was pretty good. And he looks at you and he says, "Hey, Daddy, what's that?" He takes his beer voucher and he gives it to you.
Yeah.
He takes it back and he says, "Daddy, what's that again?" He takes a meal voucher and gives it to you.
I take the voucher too.
Oh, you don't get the meal voucher. You just take the voucher. Give me a roll. Sleight of hand. D20.
Oh, what's the sleight of hand?
Oh.
6.
You do not take it. In fact, you accidentally just grab the side of Marielle. Marielle looks at you like, "What the hell?" The door says, "I don't know." Before they sit down,
I would like to use prestidigitation on their bench to just kind of chill it. Like a little cold.
a little cold.
So it's
Okay.
uncomfortable.
Sounds good. You're gonna have to keep concentration after that.
No.
Okay. Sounds good. Because it is, it's not like the loudest part, but there's talking around you. There's people moving. So he says, "What would you like to drink and eat?"
I'll take. This meal voucher is good for like how much food?
What would you like? I really recommend the maggot pie. It is delicious.
Yeah, I want to see if he's serious about the maggot pie.
I want to insight.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and give an inside check.
May I as well? Or
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, probably. Mine's really bad.
was 17.
17. What'd you roll? 17. 7. So you really don't notice anything, but you notice he's obviously trying to oversell the maggot pie because they have an extreme amount of maggots in for the day.
I'll order a maggot pie.
You order a maggot pie? Would you like an extra large free of charge?
Sure.
Okay,
It's
extra
my meal voucher.
large. There it is.
I take it back to the table.
It'll
Sit
get
on
sent to you. It's not a problem.
I'll go sit at the table on a surprisingly cold bench.
Wait, before I sit down, I want to do a perception check to see if I notice the bench.
You notice a bench?
Or like notice the cold bench before I sit down.
Okay, give me a d20.
7 plus. Perception?
Perception, yeah. Okay.
0.
0, no, you don't. 7?
Yeah.
No, you don't notice it. Go ahead and give me a constitution check.
Me?
Yeah.
16, 17.
It holds. Okay, your spell holds. Now, before you sit down, though, we are going to be talking to these two young gentlemen, Dag and Benaiah. Dag, let's start with you as the innkeeper waves you over and was like, "Would you like to stay for the night?" Dag, would you like to stay for the night?
Yes.
Yes! Okay, it's 1 gold for a room with 1 bed, or it's 1.5 gold, so 1 gold and 5 silver for a room with 2 beds in it. And he looks at your friend.
What's the ambiance of these rooms? Is there anything with nature, the window, view of the woods?
I do have 1 corner room available that has double windows.
I like double windows.
You like double windows? Okay, we can get you that one.
That would be good.
Okay, sounds good. It's 1 gold. Okay, so it takes 1 gold and just give you a drink voucher as well with it.
Excellent. As far as rations, I would like to stock up.
You'd like to stock up on rations? You can't buy rations. You can just buy
I just mean like food that can last 12 days.
Salted.
12
Salted
days.
pork? You have salted pork?
We don't sell food in bulk here.
No, I
But
don't
the
know
market
any pork.
outside during the day does sell food in
Any
bulk. If you'd
vegetarian
like
stuff?
to. Vegetarian stuff here? Oh yeah, we've got a wonderful fruit salad.
Fruit salad?
Yeah.
Well, that's
We also have a really good maggot pie.
Now, can I roll perception on this maggot pie?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
We already did.
Yeah.
You already did. But you can't.
Okay. Well, it's so good anyway, so we have that too.
Okay. Yes. It's like 10. So, and he points over to the seat. That's the only seat that's really available in the place is at the table where you're.
How long will the maggot pie last?
How long will the maggot pie last?
I mean, how long with me?
The maggots last about 4 days.
Okay, I'll take enough for 4 days.
Okay, so he well no, he does not sell food at bulk.
Yeah.
He only sells meals, like one meal.
2 pies.
You want 2 pies? Extra large?
Yes.
2 extra large pies.
Okay.
And he'll send it to you. And then he goes ahead and looks at Benaiah and says, welcome, would you like to stay for the night?
Guess I better.
Okay, it's 1 gold for a room with 1 bed, or 1 gold and 5 silver for a room with 2 beds.
Fine, I guess I'll take the 1 gold room.
Okay, sounds good. And
Yeah,
here's your drink voucher, as you are now given. You have 4 drink vouchers total. Okay. And he asks you, would you like any food?
Where's the inspiration?
What's on the menu?
What's on the menu? What's on the menu? We have a lot of great things.
Okay.
My biggest recommendation.
Surprise me.
Surprise you.
Surprise.
Okay, sounds good. He is going to send you the most expensive item, and it's going to be 2 gold totals.
Drink voucher.
But you do also get inspiration for your constant use of a wonderful voice.
Is this from Remy Martin?
And he says, "You're really gonna like what I'm sending." And he points over to the table. That's the only table that's available in the place, which is with these gentlemen. And then I believe the first one to sit down on the bench is Amadeus.
So I sit down and then I give out my half-dragon roar.
Hold on, is it cold?
It's cold.
I want to use prestidigitation to heat it up.
Oh. Okay, give me a
nice and toasty.
Constitution.
All right, no. Both of you give me a D20 with your spellcasting attack modifier added onto it. Fudge, did you roll a 1?
Can you pass out the alcohol here, sir?
Correct.
Oh my God! The bench is ice cold and none of them know it. And they are sitting on this.
I assume that I just made a warm and take
And in fact, it's kind of weird. Marielle tries to get up off the bench afterwards, and she notices, I think I'm stuck. She tries to get up, and the bench is moving along with her a little bit. She's trying to move along.
I don't sit back down after it freezes me. I don't sit back down.
Well, you're kind of getting moved along with
I'm like,
Marielle.
I want to fake it. Be like, oh, this is nice and warm.
Okay, give me a deception check. D20.
I'm actually good at this. I think. 15.
15. Well, you definitely trick the others to thinking that. You think it's really, really warm, really.
And I take a bite of the maggot pie. How does it taste?
It is delectable.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
It is nice and delicious. Nice meaty maggots. Really, really good. Good. Almost a garlicky flavor. Too.
How big is like an extra large maggot?
Oh, extra large?
Yeah.
Shoot. Have you seen like a full cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory?
Okay.
It's like that size.
What?
Yeah, an extra large.
Costco pot pie.
Oh yeah, an extra large maggot pie.
Shout out to Kirkland.
I think like a first bite, I'm like, oh man.
In fact, that maggot pie weighs 2 pounds, which is enough food for 2 days.
I eat the entire thing in one sitting.
You are good for the next 2
You're not gonna
days.
have a roll for a freaking stomach.
It doesn't like lava.
Oh no, it's
like
good. Well, it's good. Well.
Hello.
Porniandru has great culinary techniques.
Yeah.
Now, you are all sitting down at the.
Well, wait, is Azaka here?
Well, we're gonna.
We can.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to make a check.
What do you want to make a check for?
I wanted to see if anyone within this tavern is looks noble or might be connected in some way to one of the merchant princes.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d20 with inspiration or with perception, please.
And that's the one I was
Take
trying to
inspiration.
bring in, like shady character.
You want to roll a check for any shady characters? Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll me a d20. What do you roll?
13.
13, and then
5.
5.
Yeah.
You don't really notice any shady characters, right? You notice a few people wearing cloaks in the corners, but nothing.
Anybody watching us specifically with my passive perception?
What's your passive perception?
18.
18 is your passive perception. You definitely see some cloaked characters, and their faces are definitely aimed towards you. You can't actually see where their pupils
Okay.
are headed to,
okay.
but you can see their heads are at you.
Do I notice that?
For sure. Do you notice that? What's your passive perception? 11. No. What kind of roll for it? Or no? Okay. Roll.
I do not.
You yell out, "This maggot pies." And more people look at you. Okay, you rolled a 13. Okay, so you do notice one woman get up, okay, and actually walk towards your table and sit down and look at you. Now, because there is a seventh. Well, there's actually a seventh extra chair. Yes. So, hey, stop, no side conversation, no side conversation. Okay, so,
Guys, stop it.
okay, so, you do notice as that young lady sits at your table, right? You do also notice in the background a character that looks like Cholton Descent, just hanging out, talking to a few people that are coming up to him and then walking away as they come up to him. Okay, kind of towards the front of the tavern on one of the front tables.
What does he look like?
He looks up Cholton Descent.
Oh. So is he? But like physique wise, what does he look like?
Physique wise, he is. I can tell you that. He looks about over 6 feet and over 200 pounds.
Muscular?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I need that shot now. I'm gonna notice that, and I'm gonna go talk to him.
So the woman that sat at the table does look at Amadeus, a little weird as Amadeus just walks up and leaves, but that's okay. So you go and sit down next to the random character that you saw, and we're going to go ahead and stick with this table right now. Okay, and the person goes up and says, "Are you adventurers? Who are you?" "My name is Zaka Stormfang."
We are adventurers.
You are adventurers! Wonderful. Are you looking for a guide, perhaps? I would heavily recommend myself. Let me go ahead and describe to you my capabilities really fast.
In detail, please.
Yeah, absolutely. If I can find the details, which do exist on the book somewhere. Ah, yes. So she hands you a piece of paper, and on the piece of paper, you guys read it together. It says, "If you need a guide to get you through the jungle alive, look no further. I was born in the jungle. I know its dangers well and how best to avoid them. Should you choose me, you may rest assured that your party is in safe hands. I charge 5 gold coins per day and require a 30-day payment up front. For those adventurers who aid me in a personal quest, I will waive my fee and guide them to places no one else has found. The quest will take us to Firefinger, the evil terrafolk that roost atop Firefinger stole a wooden mask from me, and I want it back."
She doesn't think that my wooden mask is that wooden mask.
No, she does not think
Okay.
you're.
A priest
She doesn't look at it kind of interesting.
A priest referred me to you. Priest of Tambora.
Hold on, I got 2 people talking here really fast. So what do you say?
A priest referred me to you. A priest of Tambora.
Did you catch the name of the priest?
His name escapes me now.
You guys never asked me.
He was a nice, upstanding, slightly chunky man.
Oh! Priest Rob!
Sure.
Oh, I know Priest Rob. Let me tell you, Priest Rob is a close friend of mine. What is he?
He said, I told him, well, not me, but an associate that I was with, said, "I'm looking for a guy," and he said, "Zaka is your girl." And I said, "I will speak with her."
The priest referred you to me.
Yeah. He said that if I came to you, then you'd be willing to offer some kind of a slight discount, as I'm poor.
He said I'd offer a discount?
A slight discount. But he winked when he said slight.
Give me a deception check.
Okay, I don't think I'm lying, but I might.
You are lying. I only rolled
That's a 1 dice.
No, I've retired my 2 1 dice.
Better have.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10. She looks at you kind of interestingly, and then she looks over at the Dragonborn, looks him up and down, and says,
He was
okay, I'll give you 25 days up front and 4 gold per day. That makes sense. So it's going to be 100 gold up front and then 4 gold a day. Unless you help me with my quest, of course.
What's your quest?
Oh, it's to go to Firefinger to
Get the mask.
Will your entire group help me?
Do we want to do that first?
I have a question with the DM.
Oh, for the DM, yeah. What's up?
If the guy I'm talking to is Shago, and since I helped the girl, if we go on Firefang's quest, can I take Shago with me as my guy, as my personal guy? Because
You would have to. You actually wouldn't have to pick her.
Why don't we just
Two
go-
guides won't go on the same
Why
adventure
don't we just
together,
go and use?
but you can always go back to Port Neandra. It's not like it's going to disappear.
Let's come back and go venture with him.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll see if he's the guy we're looking for though.
Because you can explore some land with all the way to Firefinger, right? And he can remember maps. So,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm immediately willing to help this lady.
Azaka says, well, just speak to amongst yourselves really fast and we'll go grab a drink. I'll be back to hear your answer.
What's the price?
That'd be 100 gold, but if we help her with
It's
the
going to be 100
question,
gold up front and 4 gold a day unless you help her with her quest.
Yeah, but if we help her with the question, it's free.
So
Getting a mask is going to be free.
I'm intrigued by this man. Everyone is paying respects to, seemingly. So I'm just gonna ask her who this guy is and what's going to and from.
She looks at you and says, that's another guy. He's all right. His name's Shago.
And what services can you provide that would give you an advantage over him? How about that?
Shago's good, but when it comes to nighttime, I don't know where we're at.
I don't think you know what I'm asking. Connections. What kind do you have?
Well, I don't know if you know this, but yes, Shago is the son of Prince, obviously.
Is he?
Yes, I'm version of Prince. She made that.
I think I'm gonna go talk to the Shadow character. And
She looks at you as you walk up and says, okay, I'm going to go get a drink while you decide amongst yourselves.
Well, can you exchange one of these vouchers from me as well?
Yes, I'll
Actually, three of them.
I like you. And she gets all 3, goes off and gets 3 drinks, and she'll be back in a minute as you guys talk amongst yourself. This will be your final decision before we end the night.
Can I come to Shago? Well,
The Shadow conversation might take a little bit long.
Okay.
So I'm going to say no on that one.
I'm going to position myself to where I'm within earshot of his and Shadow's conversation, but I'm not,
Got it. So you can.
within the conversation.
Okay, so let's start with just you 4 deciding if you want the Soccer Storm thing as your guy.
She's getting me drinks. I like her.
But didn't we also hear that she was some sort of were?
We did not hear that. Only one person had to
He did. He heard it.
None of us know that.
Yeah, he's not sure that information.
Okay.
So, I like her.
I say let's go for it.
You say go for it? Okay.
Okay,
But
go for it with the mask.
I don't have the money.
Well, let's go for it with the mask.
Yeah, I mean, we need to help with the mask. We don't need the money.
Sounds good.
She walks back up to the table, and she's got 1 drink that she pounds down herself, drops it down on the table, and drops down 5 beers on the table, and says, have fun. What is your decision?
1,000% yes from all of us.
What about the 2 others that walked away?
They said yes.
They say yes as well?
Yes.
Will you guys help me with the Firefinger quest?
Yes.
Oh, then you guys are not charged at all. And and she says, let's meet. Do you guys want a day in Port Neandra?
Let's go now.
No.
It's like a rest.
She tells me I don't recommend leaving now because it is heavy tropical storm.
Yeah, I want to buy clothes anyway.
Okay, so let's get noontime leaving tomorrow. Let's
Yeah.
meet in,
I like that.
Let's meet at.
And where are we headed?
We're gonna head to a place called Firefinger, which is taken over by Terracotta. Let's head to section. We'll head to Malar's Throat. Actually, let's head to Tiriki Anchorage, which is section 25.
What's it called?
Tiriki Anchorage. We'll meet at noon tomorrow when Suns Rise.
Where's Firefinger on the map?
You guys do not know where Firefinger
Oh, okay.
She does. Yeah, she does.
9 o'clock.
It is 9 o'clock.
No, I'm talking about it's 9 o'clock right now.
So, if anybody's still watching. No, nobody's watching. So, wonderful night. Thank you guys. Rule. Peace out.